Just moments ago, former President Trump on Truth Social weighed in with huge news on the prospect of another presidential debate, saying, quote, "There will be no third debate." This announcement coming as he and Vice President Kamala Harris are back on the campaign trail today after their contentious debate on Tuesday, which many conservatives and some Trump allies viewed as a win for Harris. Now, right now, Harris is speaking in battleground North Carolina, where she too weighed in on a third debate, and that possibility just moments ago.
And I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate.
Regardless of who won Tuesday's debate and whether we get another one, this very close race is far from over. Anything can happen in the next 8 weeks before Election Day. And of course, early voting is kicking off, right? In fact, Democrats today are being realistic. They're giving themselves a reality check. In practically every conversation, public or private, Harris aides and Harris herself are tempering expectations and continuing to insist she is the underdog to avoid getting burned by overconfidence. Our panel is here to discuss a lot happening today. Mark, let's kick it off with you with this news from Trump that he won't debate Harris again. Is this a mistake?
No, I don't think so, because I think regardless of what the polls and the overall numbers say about who won, who lost, when you look at the Reuters panel, when you look at the quotes from the New York Times, it shows that the undecided voters, which is really the only voters that count right now, they didn't leave that debate thinking Kamala won or she didn't seal the deal. They still like the Trump policies. They want the lower costs. They want the secure border. She hasn't sold them yet. That's on her. I don't think another debate is in his interest.
I will note, though, in our CNN poll conducted after the debate, 69% of independents polled did think that Harris won the debate. And so you have to ask the question, would another debate potentially be an opportunity for Trump to try to sway some of those independents he needs?
Donald Trump has debated more in presidential general elections than anyone in American history. And he won the debate against Joe Biden in our poll by 35 points. But the other 6 debates against Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, now Kamala Harris, he lost by an average of 25 points. Okay, he's a terrible debater. The Titanic didn't sail across the Atlantic a second time. Okay, he should mute his microphone when he's speaking, not just when Kamala is speaking. I mean, he's awful at this. He's the most experienced, and he gets worse with everyone, with the great exception of when President Biden just lost the debate. He just collapsed. And Trump won that, and that's to his credit. I didn't think he performed all that well, but it didn't matter because Biden collapsed. But except for that one, he's been terrible at this. Of course he's not going to debate again. He's awful at it.
Kamala Harris is saying there should be another
debate. Of course. I mean, she humiliated him. Yeah. She emasculated him. She spanked his fanny for 90 minutes in front of millions of voters. Why would he want to do that again? And of course, she wants to do it again because she scored an A+. She was stellar. She had high expectations going in. She surpassed those expectations and dismantled him. And so, of course, he's coming out to say, no way, I don't want that again.
And you say this, and a lot of Democrats have been, on a high after this debate, viewing her as the winner. This morning on CNN, it was really interesting. Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell praised the debate performance, but then she said there was this phone call that she had from one of her township supervisors, and it really brought her back down to earth when they discussed how Trump's message, to Mark's point, resonated with people in this critical battleground state of Michigan. Here's what she said.
He stayed on message on immigration, and immigration is it leads to insecurity, fear, both in economics, the job market. With all due respect, I think the CNN poll that showed her 4 points up was not accurate. There had been 2 other polls in Michigan that I trust and know the pollsters that both showed that statistical dead heat. It's just closer than people realize.
What do you think? Is this a reality check?
100% right. I've known Debbie a long time, so I'm biased. She's a friend of mine. Democrats who don't listen to Debbie Dingell are fools. Mm-hmm. She knows Michigan better than anybody.
This happened in 2016.
She sounded the warning 2016. People didn't listen to her. And by the way, it's just good sense. You know, Kamala Harris still says I'm the underdog, because she is. You'll get this because you're from Kentucky. Eddie Sutton was the legendary basketball coach at Kentucky. Before that, he coached at Arkansas. So I'm working for the governor of Arkansas. He's running for president. It's the last 10 days of the race, and he had put it away, frankly. He was running away with it at this point, the last week or two. Not like this at dead heat. Eddie called. I got the call. He said, you go and tell Bill, you're 2 points up with 2 minutes to play. Press, don't stall. Best advice I ever got. I went, of course, told Clinton. I tell every politician that. Press, don't stall. She is dead heat tied. She really is. And so she's got to press. By the way, so does Mr. Trump. Nobody should take their foot off the gas in this thing.
I want to actually bring Mark back in on this sound from Frank Luntz, who's of course a pollster, a Republican pollster. He's often a guest here on this show. He was speaking to Piers Morgan about his take on the debate and what it means for Trump. Here's what he said.
I think that this will cost him. Yes, I'm trying to decide if I want to go on record, and the answer is yes. I think that he loses because of this debate performance.
Wow.
I love Frank, and I consider him a friend, but I think he's really off base on this one.
Agreed.
I mean, a couple of things. Number one, I don't think any of the polls show that. Two, the polls, even though they all show neck and neck in the last 10 years, Donald Trump doesn't underperform polls. He overperforms polls. And I think that's why they have the confidence of thinking that right now, Kamala Harris is underperforming where Joe Biden was. She's underperforming where Hillary Clinton was in 2016, both nationally and in the battleground states. This is still Donald Trump's race to lose.